is going on, guys? We're going to be back here in Madden 20 for another rebuild here. Shout out to the Chosen One. He did suggest this rebuild. You should see him right below here. And yeah, if you want to be a legend like him, just go ahead and drop a rebuild idea. Just kind of make sure, you know, it's sticking with the IRL story. Maybe, like, I'll give you an example. The Giants could be one with Daniel Jones. Just make it kind of stick with the IRL stories. That's what I like to do for my rebuilds. And I thought it would be a fun one here to throw the Rams in, because we've seen they're beatable. Tampa put a 55 on them. So, and especially, you know, some people might say the Rams don't need a rebuild. In Madden, I would disagree, definitely. You do have a nice running back in Gurley, best defensive player in Aaron Donald, but offensive line issues are concerning. Woodworth is getting up there in age, so he's not going to be around too long. Might not even be around after this year. As you can see, we need a guard, we need a center. Blythe isn't that young either. We have one nice bright spot on the O-line, and it's going to be our right tackle. And I would argue the harder teams to rebuild are the teams that don't have a lot of cap, because you just can't go sign the best free agent. You have to hit on draft picks, and it makes it a whole lot tougher. So we'll see. We obviously are going to have Gurley and Goff locked down long term, which is nice. Brandon Cooks should be locked down for a little bit here. I'm not sure how long. Cooper Kupp is obviously going to be our slot guy. Robert Woods is going to be our number 2, but we can't forget about Josh Reynolds. I'm hoping he still gets some snaps. Defensively, though, let's go ahead and take a look what we're looking like. We're not looking great besides Aaron Donald. Cornerbacks are going to need to be addressed. Aqib Talib is not going to be a long-term answer. And I'd probably say Marcus Peters isn't either. As a Chiefs fan, I was a bit heated when they traded him, but man, he just allows so many big plays trying to cut and pick balls off, and it works for him some of the times, but some of the times you'll just straight up get burnt. So, yeah, so we're probably going to need to look for new cornerbacks completely. Michael Brockers is decently old, do need a defensive tackle. What I want to do is build this defense around Aaron Donald, because I don't want him to just be the only guy here that's really of any pass rush value to us. I want to get a team that can just get after the quarterback and not just him. Beckham might be a nice young guy for us to get after the quarterback at the linebacker spot, since we are running the 3-4. Clay Matthews obviously isn't going to be one of those long-term fits. Dante Fowler, I believe, once re-signed, and we're probably not going to bring him back here. Linebackers, we might need to find some new ones. Littleton is at least a number 2 linebacker. Eric Weddle, again, older. So what you're seeing here is a lot of vets here in the Rams. A lot of vets. So we are going to have to turn to the draft. And I don't know if we're going to have a lot of money in free agency. I'm assuming we're not in a great cap situation after paying Aaron Donald, Todd Gurley, and Jared Goff. So that's what you would assume. I guess we'll see once we get to midseason, but the squad's looking pretty decent right now, but it's really going to get tougher, I would say, in the years to come here. But let's go ahead and get to midseason. So some players are going to have to re-sign here. Woodworth would be a nice re-signing, 100% if he wasn't 37, all right? So we can't bring him back, even if he does go into free agency. I don't really have a problem with that. When you're 37, we can't rebuild around you, so if I was playing a franchise, 100% I'd bring him back, but a lot of these older players we are going to let go of just to try to clear up some cap. What's our cap situation look? Ooh, okay. So that's with the re-signings. We're not looking great, okay. So definitely probably going to have to let Whitworth go, which is tough, but either way, he's not going to be here a whole long time, because I'm pretty sure he'll retire either way after this year in the first place. Aqib Talib, going to have to let him go. Michael Brockers, same thing. Marcus Peters, he's 26. That's a real big deal for him. I don't know. He doesn't got the stats to really deserve that deal. Doesn't have the speediest of speeds here. Not great in any department. I mean, he has okay man coverage. He just has average stats, and he once paid like a number 1 corner, which I personally don't think he is, so we're going to let him go. We're going to let Austin Blythe go as well. He's 27, even though it is tough to come around good O-linemen. If we're going to rebuild, I guess we are going to rebuild. Dante Fowler, we do have a Beckham, so I'm not real worried about bringing back Fowler. Littleton, that's a decent-sized contract, man. These guys won big contracts, and I just think we can get a better player in the draft. So we're probably going to let Littleton go as well. We're going to let everybody go. You know what? We're not bringing anybody back. Everybody is testing, and we're just going to try to get a whole lot younger and save a little bit of cap. Well, unfortunately, no playoffs here somehow. We finished 9-7. That's not a great look right there. Yeah, no playoffs. Damn, all right. I see how it's going to be here. Oh, wow, the Cardinals finish ahead of us? Seattle's 11-5, okay. So it is going to be a bit tougher than I did anticipate here. Jared Goff, ooh, that's a bit tough. 26 touchdowns, got to cut down on those interceptions. 60% completion rate, oh, that's not going to cut it. That is not going to cut it, and you had no line, Goff. What's going on there? I mean, Todd Gurley is being Todd Gurley. 1,460 yards, 1,200 yards, no fumbles. He's doing his thing out here. Receiving it, Cooper Kupp leads the team in yards, 111 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks, bit of a down year, 65, 804. Robert Woods, 69, about 701. Everett, not a great year. Not a great year at all by him, let's be honest here. You can't just have 47 receptions, 400 yards, and 4 touchdowns as our main tight end. That can't happen. Todd Gurley didn't get too involved in the receiving game. I would have hoped he would have. Wow, our offensive line allowed a decent amount of sacks. Rob Havenstein here allowed 9. That's not good. Defensively, we get 95 tackles by Littleton, 91 by Hager, 81 by John Johnson. Okay. Okay, that's what I'll take that right there, though. That's going to be just pretty much every year. I would hope Aaron Donald can get us double-digit sacks. 12.5 by him, 9 by Beckham. He's looking pretty good. I think he's in his pay year next year, so that's going to be a little rough. 7.5 by Clay Matthews. That's not bad. 5 by Hager. Interceptions here, we're going to get 4 by John Johnson, 3 by Littleton, 2 by Aqib Talib, 2 by Nicole Robbie Coleman, and a couple of 1-bombs here. So just, we got it done. Nothing outrageous here, but we got it done defensively. What about yearly awards here? We had any of them? Tom Brady wins MVP, okay. Josh Allen, okay, that's a solid no right there. That just can't happen. He can't be number 2. Come on. We are not in the conversation. I would have hoped Todd Gurley would be after the year he put up, but I guess not. So that is going to do it for the end of the year here. Bit disappointing we didn't make the playoffs, to be honest. I mean, I would have thought we would have, but go ahead and see if we got any money here to make some signings. Well, we don't have too much cap here, so we can't get too crazy because we do have re-signings to make coming up. So we're going to take it a little easy. We are going to sign some big-name players, but we're going to try to take it a little easy on the cap. So we're going to go after Chris Jones because, I mean, why not? If we can pair him with Aaron Donald, there's no reason not to. Jack Conklin here. I'd love to bring him in. If we do, I'd most likely bounce Havenstein over to the left side, since we do have him locked down for about 5 years. I think that'd be a nice left tackle for us. I know he's 28, but I still think he should be able to at least keep a decent overall, serviceable overall throughout here. And I hope we would upgrade a little bit, but yeah, if we can get Jack Conklin, have 2 nice tackles, that's a starting point right there for the O-line. That's how I love to build them up, get 2 nice tackles and build from there. So let's go ahead and advance forward and see if we get it. Oh, come on, Conklin? Really? At least we get Chris Jones to add to our defense, but man, our offensive line is going to be in shambles. We're going to have to really address it. The first pick here, we are going to address left tackle after not re-signing Whitworth. We definitely need to replace that. So we're going to go after Walker Little here. It's a 79 overall? I never seen an offensive line that good. Jesus, we're not going to take much of a step back there. Whitworth, you kidding me? This guy's going to come in and pretty much fill the shoes of him. And he has hidden development. We don't even know what development he is yet. Alright, that's a pick to start it. Well, we really need a center. I'm not a fan of any of these, really, just because of the combine grade, but Tristan Colin Castillo here is 6'4", 22 years of age. Doesn't look like he has bad stats, but the bench could be a problem. But we'll go ahead and snag him. See if he... 72 overall isn't bad. 82 strength is going to need some work, but I think we can make this work out. He's definitely going to be starting. He's better than we currently have. He's got decent impact blocking. I think he's going to be a starter for sure. Well, I mean, we're going to go all in on offensive line this draft just to try to address it. We're going to go after John Runyon here, see if he's anybody. 71 overall again. Man, this might not be great, but, you know, with our tackle set now, we probably don't need the best guards. They need to be serviceable, and they need to be able to upgrade, and that's currently what we have. So I'm not mad at the guards we've drafted. We might even try to snag another one before it's all said and done. This will be the last pick I show you guys here. We're going to end it on this. We're going to go after Josh Kneeful here. I don't know how to say that name. Kneipo? I really don't. How do you say that? Alright, I guess we'll just call him Josh, but I know we've won all offensive line this draft, but to be honest, we needed it after losing quite a lot of people. Plus, we didn't have the greatest of O-lines to begin with. So we're going to go after this guy. He looks pretty decent. Not great bench reps, but he's got a decent 40, and we do like agile linemen. That's a scheme fit. Wow, 72 overall. So we've had 72 overall picks all through our offensive linemen, except that left tackle we got. That's a monster. I mean, it's definitely not great, but it's not the worst. We need offensive line help, and I think these guys are at least serviceable enough to start. I don't know about that 57 run block power, but I don't know how many times we're going to be running to the left in the first place, so I think we can work with these guys here, and that's going to be the last pick I do show you guys, unless I do find a gym here. Alright, so we're here at the start of year 2, and to be honest, we don't have a great looking team at the moment. We had to spend the majority of our draft picks, let's just say 4 picks, we went O-line, so that is going to leave us, you know, a bit thin in the defensive side, but I wanted to try and address offensive line right away. So I feel like if these guys can start developing a little bit, we know we got our left tackle. Kind of some shaky picks interiorly. We'll see what they end up being. Besides that, I really do like the way we're looking. We got Everett still. Jared Goff does need to upgrade. We've got Todd Gurley, like our receiving core with Brandon Cooks, Cooper Kupp. I am going to throw Robert Woods on the trade block. We only have him for 2 more years, and I just don't see us utilizing him a whole lot. I think our main guys are going to be Cooks, Cooper Kupp, and I'd love to get Josh Reynolds involved. I think he would fit in quite nicely if we got rid of Woods. And I mean, Woods has nice stats, just that he's 28, and we don't really need to be keeping somebody with this amount of a cap hit for long term if we're not going to use him a whole lot. Because Cooper Kupp's going to be our slot guy and our number 2 guy, because he has abilities that he is really nice in the slot with. So he's got slot-o-matic. So that's I would say that's a pretty good attribute for a slot guy to have. He's only 25. So yeah, we're going to attempt to replace him over Robert Woods. See if we get anything for Woods here. Defensively, not looking great. We do have Aaron Donald and Chris Jones. That's a nice pass rush. Besides that, we need middle linebackers. We do have a Beckham still on the right side. Clay Matthews isn't the answer. We need a left end. Undoubtedly, we have a 56 overall guy there at the moment. Safeties, we got John Johnson, Eric Weddle again still here, but he is up there in age. And we lost some of our corners. We lost Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters. We still have Nickel Robbie Coleman, who got away with that pass interference there against the Saints in that game just a year ago. But yeah, we definitely need we just need defensive upgrades. Like, we have a pass rush. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about our other positions. So I guess we'll see how we perform there. But I'm not worried about our offense. More defense here. I guess we'll see how our offensive line performs. But let's go ahead and see if we get any trade offers here for Woods. All right, so we're back here at midseason. I did get some offers for Robert Woods, but the highest offer was the 3rd round pick this year. So I decided I'd rather keep him than just give him up for a 3rd round pick. We got some players to resign here, though. John Johnson, he wants a big contract, and I really think he's earned it. He's a nice, strong safety. He's a real speedy 185. I mean, he can do it all. It's not like he's going to blow you away with like 90 some speed, but he's got decent speed, nice zone coverage. Just, he can do it all. Tackle, hit power, he's got awareness. So really everything you'd want in a safety. Nickel Robbie Coleman, it's time to let him go. He's 28. Samson Beckham's a tough one. I would bring him back, but he wants a monster deal, dude. 11 mil cap hit, which is not going to be happening. It kind of reminds me of that D Ford situation just a year ago when Kansas City had him. And he wasn't like an elite player, but he was a real nice player at his spot, and they traded him to the 49ers. So I feel like I'm going to franchise tag a Beckham here and see if we can't get something for him. Because I'm not just going to let him walk. We're going to try to get something for him. Gerald Everett is our tight end. How much does he want, man? That's not a horrible deal. So players for sure we're going to bring back is going to be Everett, John Johnson, Josh Reynolds. That's not a horrible deal to get a nice receiver like that, because we might move Robert Woods this offseason as well, like in a deal with Beckham, the linebacker. So we'll try to bring back Josh Reynolds. So Josh Reynolds, Everett, and John Johnson are the guys we're going to be bringing back for sure. And we're going to throw that franchise tag on a Beckham. I got to let Eric Weddle go and Clay Matthews as well. So yeah, not a whole lot going on here. We are going to try to make some moves though. Hey guys, welcome back. Here we are going to be at the end of the season in year 2. And we make the playoffs with a 9-6-1 record, which is a little bit unexpected there. But at least we made the playoffs. We win the division. Man, 3 people in our division had draws. All right. Let's go ahead and check out the stats. Let's see how we did. So, let's see if Goff had a nice year. He's 2nd in offensive yards, 3rd in defensive yards. How are we 9-6-1? What else do you want from a brother? We are not in the conversation here, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and check out the stats here. The good old stats. 4,000. Oh, that's a good year by Goff. 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks, 68% completion rate. I'll take it. Got sacked a whole lot, though. 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns by Goff. I mean, he's just out here doing his thing. I really don't ever expect him or Aaron Donald to have a down year. Man, Jared Goff isn't even that mobile. And that's like a lot compared to before they added in the scrambling quarterbacks, man. I'm wondering how much a scrambling quarterback will run for. Cooper Kupp, ooh, he shines in his new spot here. So he bounces up to that number 2 spot, and he's still our slot guy. 65 receptions, 900 yards, 9 touchdowns. Good year. 73, 905 by Cooks. 72, 804 by Everett. So those are the main 3 guys right there. Robert Woods, I mean, they put up some decent stats, but Todd Gurley almost put up better stats. So Robert Woods is on the decline like I thought he was. So we most likely are going to move him here in the offseason with a Beckham. I'd love to keep a Beckham. It's just, man, I can't pay him 11 mil. Ooh, that's tough. Walker Little, 17 sacks allowed? How is that? He was pretty good. Sack-wise, we get 17.5 by Aaron Donald. 6 by Chris Jones, 5.5 by Clay Matthews. Bit of a down year by a Beckham, especially in a contract year. So, you know, I'm pretty glad we didn't bring him back. 2 picks by Coleman, couple of 1-bombs. So, I mean, we just played good defense. We didn't even get a whole lot of turnovers. Our defense just stepped up. So, I mean, I'll take a playoff appearance here in year 2. Probably got some decent upgrade points. Let's hop into it against Chicago, though. Not great. Alright, so this is going to be a big test for us here, taking on the Bears. See if we can get it done. Let's see what happens. I would hope we could get a W here, but you never know. Chicago is a pretty good team. If we get blown out, though, by them, that's going to be tough. You know, I at least want to put up the fight. We're the Rams, so I would say we're automatically playoff contenders. Chicago ties it up. We take a lead late. Oh, wow, Chicago has a chance, but we score late. And that's going to prove tough for him there. And we get it done. We get it done in a nice game there. 26-23 over Chicago. Okay, I'll take it. Jared Goff didn't put up a whole lot of yards, but I would most likely say it's probably Todd Gurley that did the majority of the work for you. Yeah, oh my God. 23 carries, 200 yards? That's from Todd Gurley, bruh. Okay. I'll take it. Touchdown, no fumbles. All right. So we got it done here against the Bears. We're moving on. Oh, hell. We're playing at the Dome, man. We're playing at the Dome. It's never easy to play here. Drew Brees is retired, I'm pretty sure. Who's the quarterback? Justin Herbert, all right. I see it. I think we might have actually picked him up in a Saints rebuild. Oh, wow, though. We got some nice plays here on the Saints. If we could beat the Saints, we might actually be Super Bowl contenders this year. Come on, defense. Let's step up. See, I'm seeing a clear and obvious sign our defense is insane. 13 to New Orleans? 13 to New Orleans. I don't give a crap if Herbert's the quarterback, Bridgewater, whoever. New Orleans is a squad. I mean, they got talent everywhere. And we just took them out pretty easily. Jared Goff did his thing. Played a good game this time. He had 3 touchdown passes. We just blow the Saints out of the water. I mean, that's got to be disappointing. Another Saints loss there for them at home this time. That's rough. Wasn't even a close game. Todd Gurley's going off in the playoffs. I mean, that's just what we're used to at this moment. Kamara only 12 for 37. Look at the difference. Gurley 22 for 160. And a touchdown. Man, Gurley's going off, and we're moving to the conference championship. We're taking on the Cowboys, and man, I would argue that Cowboys are the worst team to face, even worse than the Browns. They're just so hard because they have talent everywhere. They got a quarterback, a running back, wide receivers, a great offensive line, really good defense. It's just so tough to get a game on them. To even put points on them, man. You seen what we just did against New Orleans, and they're no slouch on defense either. We're leading, though. Dallas, they get a field goal there. We get a touchdown, though. Oh, my. Hey, bro, if we take out Dallas, 35 on them. We just put up 35 on the Cowboys and held them to 10. Our offensive line, they had a couple of upgrade points. They had like 4 upgrade points, the guys we brought in. So I'm pretty happy about the picks we had there just a year ago. And it looks like, man, I don't know what happened in the regular season or what, if we were just getting hot towards the end of the year. But, man, we're on 3 straight victories here headed to the Super Bowl. Ain't a bad one. 4 TDs, 1 pick by Goff. Todd Gurley, I mean, I haven't seen him rush for less than 150 yards in the playoffs. Man's a monster. I mean, he is a monster. Those are some great stats Gurley's put up. So we had, what, 200 yards, 170, and then 150? I mean, Jesus. We headed to the Super Bowl. All right, so we're taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, who actually have Drew Brees as their quarterback. So we'll see what happens there. But we're taking on the Steelers. That's not a horrible matchup for us. I don't want to jinx us, but, well, I mean, they just marched down the field on us. We put up 7, so do they. I have a feeling this is going to be a real high-scoring game. I don't think we've ever won in year 2, though. Like, I don't think we've ever won a rebuild that quickly. 4th quarter here. It's tied. We got the ball, and we get the lead late, and that's a Super Bowl victory for you, boy. In the 2nd year? Come on now. Man, that's pretty crazy because the first year we didn't do anything. We just didn't even make the playoffs with the current squad. So that's just 1 year of drafting. I mean, we completely revamped our O-line, which really impressed me because I thought, if anything, that would make us have a little bit of struggles there. Revamping the O-line, having some new faces there. But, man, once we went into the playoffs, I'm wondering if Gurley had another breakout game because he just turned into a savage when we entered the playoffs. Player of the game, Jared Goff. Okay, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, that was a pretty quick rebuild, but we got the dub, and we were able to rebuild it a little bit, so I think we will end it there. So shout out again to Chosen One for the suggestion. If you want to be a legend like him, make sure you do leave a suggestion of which team you want to see next, and kind of stick it, like I said, with the IRL stuff, and make it seem like a team that could be cool to do with some storylines going on IRL. So like I said, maybe the Giants could be one of those teams. Just a team like that, New Orleans with Teddy Bridgewater, something cool like that. But that is going to do it for this rebuild. We get the dub here in year 2 with the Rams. If you guys did enjoy it, please make sure you do hit that sub button. That is always greatly appreciated. We're on the road to 800 subscribers here. We're nearly there already. So I really would appreciate the support. And I'll catch you guys next rebuild. Peace out.